Okay, good evening everyone. My name is Les De La Capra. Welcome back to the channel. Second video for today, which is perhaps unusual. Um, Hopefully a welcome surprise? I don't know. I don't think I'm spamming you all yet. Maybe I'll upload 5 videos in one day and see how that does. I don't know. Um, okay, so we just did the Kino sale, which had a larger time window, but I also wanted to go ahead and cover something we haven't covered before, which is an indicator sale, because um, it's a really good one. I think there's a lot of good stuff here at really good prices. And the sale ends on Monday, so it's a little bit more time sensitive, and I wanted to go ahead and get this uh, video up so that you can be duly recommended in your purchasing. Um, like I said, the sale ends in a few days, but if you happen to be catching this video afterwards, never you fear. It'll be okay. These recommendations are evergreen, as it were, in that I think you should pick these up at any time. But sale time is when you'll save some money. So, in any case, this is a reminder that these videos are raw, uncut, uncensored, uh, director's cut. They're not edited. I don't edit these in the interest of time. I'm getting these up in a timely fashion. So, that's what we're doing today. All right, let's hop on over to Indicator. Actually, it's powerhousefilms.co.uk. I was going to say indicator.net as a bit, but I figured I actually probably should point you in the right direction in terms of the sorry, my screen just did a weird thing there. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. In terms of the web address, so you end up in the right place. Okay. So I did a little faux shopping here just to make sure I give you all accurate information. And these prices are indeed in USD. Even though here it says 3 for 15 pounds, like that is actually the price. When you put 3 of these bundled deals in, or 3 of these titles that are eligible for the bundle deal in, it will go to $15, which is a crazy good price. So just to like kind of make sure I'm accurate here, I added 3 of these and it did the 3 for 15 deal. $15, not 15 pounds. And then shipping was like $16 or something like that. So obviously a hefty shipping price to, send it on its way from the UK to the US. But that still only worked out to $10 a title, and we're talking about like Kino prices here. So actually, over and over in the Kino sale video, I was like, well, you can't really beat these prices. Oh, I guess you can, because these prices are really, really good. And some of these editions are better, I think. Some of them it's close. Like there are still exclusive features to the Kino releases that are really nice. But generally speaking, Indicator puts out a better release. Like it's better packaging, better artwork. Usually a booklet in the limited edition, and even in the standard edition, there's more supplements, even if they are different, and maybe missing a couple of crucial ones that the Kino one might have. Indicator is still going to have more. So, I mean, at these prices, if you have the space and you have the money, it's not hard to justify double dipping on these. All right, let's actually go through the titles available, and let me offer you my recommendations here. 20 Million Miles to Earth. I can't remember if I've seen this. I've seen one of these kind of like goofy Harryhausen films. Let me look this up. Here's our nasty women list again. 20 Million Miles to Earth. I saw one of these films. Yes, I've seen this. Yeah, I thought this one was pretty fun. I saw this on the Criterion channel back in the day. I don't know, it's one of these sort of sword and sandal stop motion effects sort of deals. It's not like groundbreaking, or maybe it is groundbreaking, I don't know. It's not like anything to write home about, I guess is what I'm trying to say, but it is a fun time, and at that price, why not, right? A Day in the Death of Joe Egg. Rip my man Joe Egg, I guess. Age of Consent, that doesn't sound questionable at all. I mean, Blackmagic writes 4K UHD. Now that I know that these US prices are accurate, like these are Kino sale prices, which is crazy. Like 18 bucks for this like super chunky 4K limited edition. That's a really great price. Man, if I had any money, I'd probably have to participate. Blonde Venus. So it's such a bummer that the Joseph von Sternberg Marlene Dietrich box set is out of print because it's so beautiful and so wonderful and so perfect, and I think it's better than the Criterion set. I was fortunate enough to get one, but I think it's absolutely worth buying them all individually. So that's going to be my... And this is only $8. It's just, I can't even understand that. That's so cool. So I recommend getting all of these. But this one is really good, for sure. Bluebeard's Eighth Wife, we just talked about this over on the Kino sale. But this one has more features, for sure. We still have the limited edition one, so we have a 40-page book, which is pretty cool. So I'd recommend scooping that one while you still can. Body Double is such a great Brian De Palma film. I feel like this is going to get upgraded at some point, but at this rock bottom price, yeah, it's already got a 4K restoration. I imagine somebody's going to do it. But I do have this edition, and it's really nice. You know, you get lots of features here. So this is a great, like, kind of the quintessential De Palma erotic thriller kind of thing. I'm a big fan of it. Got a lot of these Hammer titles going on. Christine, I mean, there's a domestic 4K that usually is pretty cheap. A lot of these Jean Roland films are on sale here, which is pretty nice. Now, I don't know if shipping will be cheaper if you only get US stuff, or if it'll be affected if you try to combine them. I'm not sure about that, but I think it'll be fine. Creatures of the World Forgot. I have this in that big 20 Hammer film set, and I haven't gotten to it yet, but I haven't heard the best things about it. But it's a nice box set for sure. $15 is not bad. Corruption. I have the limited edition of this, but it's out of print, so I highly recommend you get this one for sure. This is a crazy, like, Peter Cushing sort of horror film, I guess is the best way to put it, but I think it's really, really good, actually, and it's got tons of great features on it. It's one of his sleazier films for sure. Devil in a Blue Dress has a Criterion 4K, but, you know, there's that. Diary of a Mad Housewife. I said that you should get the Kino to try it out, but that's a great price, and it's still a limited edition, which is very cool. And I think this has a different cut of the film too that's not on the Kino. Audio commentary, lots of features, and a booklet. I have both of them, so. But I'm just a huge fan of this film, so. These Santo films are on sale, which is cool. I still haven't gotten into the Santo thing. Dishonored is so fucking good. Like, this one and another one that are going to come up would be the ones that I would recommend for the Sternberg Dietrich stuff. This one just has, like, I think it's her best performance in it, and it just has, like, such a incredible ending, and Marlene Dietrich just fucking rules. Like, check this out for sure. The Eyes of Laura Mars, I know that has a Kino as well. Fat City, I've been meaning to check out. Alright, it looks like the US version of this is sold out, but they still have the UK. I bought this in the recent Orbit sale for actually $8 more expensive than this, but that's okay. I don't really mind because, like, let me tell you, this is one of the nicest box sets in my collection. Like, it is so fucking gorgeous. Like, it's the sort of thing where I'm like, I can't even believe this exists, but I'm so happy to have it, you know? I think this is one where you absolutely want the limited edition because it comes with a very nice, like, book inside to help contextualize what you're going to see, because this is the sort of thing where it might not be like, you know, the films necessarily are amazing, but they're going to be fascinating, like, relics or kind of artifacts of cinema history, and like this context is sort of essential. But if you don't know anything about it, essentially these were like exploitation directors that were saved. The Lost and Saved films. I love that title so much. And had like a holy shit, what do you call it? A rebirth? No. Born again. They were born again Christians, and then they started making, I mean, they were still making exploitation films, but now they were like in the service of Christ, you know? So they're making like vintage, like Pure Flix fucking garbage shit, you know? Just apparently they're insane, wild films. And it's just so awesome and incredible to me that they like got all of them here and like traced that trajectory. The inside, like the packaging is just so nice, and you have these. I love the belly band that they do, and then like you have these original posters printed beautifully on the actual films and stuff. It's just, I don't know. Indicator might be my pick for the best box sets. Like I think they're so gorgeous. So that's like one of my top recommendations, and I haven't even watched a second of it. Happy Birthday to Me and Hardcore both have Kino releases, but this one has different features, as we just established. It's missing the director's commentary, but it has some other stuff. And actually, no, I can't imagine that this is a different restoration. I can't imagine that the Kino updated the 4K restoration, you know. Housekeeping is really good. Bill Forsyth stuff. I recommend that for sure. You got some merch that's on sale, which is fun. In Seminoid, I believe this might be a Vinegar Syndrome one, but this has more features actually. If I remember correctly, the Norman J. Warren stuff that is out through both labels, the Indicator stuff is superior. I think it came out after, so they had a chance to one-up it. Irreversible, I have the limited edition of this, but you should absolutely get the standard edition if you don't have the Altered Innocence release, because they're the exact same. They have all the same features. I think. At least when I cross-referenced it, there was nothing on the Altered Innocence that I didn't already have on this one. So if anything, this one might have more. But that is going out of print, at least through OCN. I imagine they will restock it through MVD, but I don't know at what price or how long that'll take. This is a bulletproof edition. This is an incredible film. You know, huge content warning for it. I wouldn't recommend this to everyone. But if you are... I guess a fan of extreme cinema, or you have the constitution to handle some really disturbing like scenes of sexual violence, and that's not like me saying like if you're cool enough or if you're good enough, or like it's totally fine if you're not, you know. I think people have different histories and different sensibilities of that sort of thing, so I don't think that it's like something to brag about that I can sit through this and not have a really hard time, but like you should just be aware of that, you know. And this came out fairly recently. I don't think it's ever going to get a 4K. Yeah, it's only a 2K restoration, so there's no way. And it has both cuts of it. There's some great features on here. I watched some of them. Yeah, Gaspar Noé is a filmmaker that you probably love or hate. I happen to love him, but I don't know if it's the best place to start, but it is maybe his most like important film that he's made. You got a bottle opener. Light Sleeper is fun. It's got this super melodramatic soundtrack, but that cast, Willem Dafoe and Susan Sarandon, like that's great stuff. Lots of features on here, which is really cool. It's not my favorite, you know, thriller or erotic thriller maybe, or sexy type film, or seedy underbelly type film, or even Paul Schrader film that I've seen, but it is really good. By the way, at the top here, it's cut off on my screen recording, but it says, due to a vastly increased number of orders received during the sale, shipping times will take considerably longer than usual. Please bear in mind it can take weeks to deal with all the orders, and please only email us about an order if absolutely necessary. Your patience and custom. Is that a British thing? Is that a British phrase? Your custom? Like your patronage? I greatly appreciate it. So I guess they're fucking moving units, which is really great for them, because I love Indicator. And this is a killer sale. Mad Dog Morgan is going to get another one of my top recommendations. Again, I have the limited, but you're fine with the standard. Like, this is such a brutal, powerful film. Kind of like anti-authority, sort of ACAB, anti-prison, kind of leftist, revolutionary type film. Set in the Australian outback. Australian films hit different. I don't know. They're fucked up over there. Yeah. This Michael J. Murphy set, I definitely want to get at some point. That's a good price for it. It looks huge. Like, I know that this was a massive undertaking. I love this image. I think I have too many films in my collection right now. Like, I need to work my way through it before I buy something like this, but also I would kick myself if it went out of print. Because I don't even think they would do standards for this, honestly. If they did, I would still rather have this with the book and everything, just to contextualize everything. Because it's such a niche thing that I think needs that context. Okay, so I referenced this set a bunch during my Kino video. I can't believe this is still in print. You absolutely need this one. Also, like, while it's still in print, you know, I can't imagine this is going to last that much longer, but this is one of the best things they've ever done. It is one of the better sets in my collection. I watched everything on it. I had a blast with it. It's just so good. And you also get that lovely poster that you can kind of see there. Oh, it doesn't show the image without the belly band with her cleavage exposed. That's fucked up. But that's what's on the poster. Ministry of Fear is good. It's got a Criterion, though, and it's a cheaper one. I have not compared the features, but this is cheaper than that, so probably get that one. Modern Romance is amazing. It's so fucking funny. You know, I don't think I've ever covered an indicator sale, but I remember talking about some of these titles. Maybe it's because I did an indicator haul? Something like that? I don't know. Yo, 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 yo. Never Take Sweets from a Stranger is amazing. It's so, so good. Last October, I attempted to go through all the Hammer films in my collection, and I got about halfway through. Again, like, you get some really nice budget options in the US with, like, some 20 film packs and stuff like that for 20 bucks or whatever. But in terms of, like, repurchasing some of the better ones, I could see myself doing that, and this is one of them. Like, it's not really Hammer horror in the way that you would think. It's very much like a, it's a crime thriller about, like, a pedophile, essentially, or like a sex criminal that's targeting children. And it's really intense. It's really, I think, kind of honest. And I know that it was controversial at the time that it came out for its subject matter and everything, but it's just really, really fucking good. And there's so much more in terms of features than are on the set that I have. It's such a great price. Man, I wish I had money. I would participate in this. Night Tide, I was talking about this one because I was disappointed that I missed the limited edition. If you can hear my partners, I apologize. They're out there living life. You know how it is. And I'm in here doing this for you. Anyway, this is the limited edition. This had a second film full of short films, and it's out of print, and I'm sad about that. Putney Swope, I've not seen this, but I know that Vinegar Syndrome did this, and this one is better. It has more features on it. Robin Hood at Hammer, sort of. I saw Sword of Sherwood Forest. I wasn't a fan of it. I don't know. It's just not really my kind of thing, I think. Like, aesthetically, this doesn't really work for me. It's a great painting, though. It's a beautiful cover. But maybe I'll like the second one more when I get to it. I don't know. Road Games is great. Scream Factory has a version of this, but it'll be a worse edition for way more money. You should get this for sure. It's just such a great thriller. I don't know. It's the kind of thing where you... God, there's a lot of features on here. It's the kind of thing where you put it on and, like... Or at least when I put it on, it was kind of late, and I was like, okay, I'll start something tonight. And I just, like, had to finish it, you know? Just couldn't keep my eyes off of it. It's just really gripping stuff. And we got a nipple on the cover. So there's that, I guess. Oh. So we have some standard editions for the Santo? I guess because the US version is out of print, but they have the UK version? Satan's Slave, more stuff that, Vinegar Syndrome did that they one-upped. See No Evil, I've heard is good, but I've not seen it. Shanghai Express is incredible. I just love that Dietrich set so much, and I'll recommend all of them. But this one, do I say this on record? I don't know. It's between the underwater shot and Night of the Hunter and the shot from this film. You know, the one that are candidates for my favorite shot in any film ever. So there's that. Taste of Fear is great. It's, again, kind of a horror thriller, kind of a Hitchcockian thing with, like, tons of twists. I like it a lot. Hammer, by the way. Christopher Lee's in it. It's fun. Terror, more Vinegar Syndrome stuff. The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T. This is a weird, like, kids movie. It's pretty good. I don't know. It's very like fantastical and very Technicolor, that kind of thing. I enjoy it. I think it's worth it if you're into that kind of thing. Especially at these prices, it's hard not to recommend everything. Although The Beast Must Die, I will say that the Severin edition is superior. It has a new master, and so it looks better, and it also has more features, I think. Regardless, I know that it has a newer scan, so that's why I ended up with that one. Camp on Blood Island is so good. This is where we start to get into the more questionable stuff, because some of the alternate posters to this are extremely offensive and use slurs, which is really unfortunate. And, you know, there is an element of this that is just kind of indefensible, and that we are villainizing Japanese people to a certain extent in a wartime context, you know? To me, the actual contents of the film did not contain the sort of offensive stuff that the marketing did and maybe the larger context did, at least to the same extent. And it is just an excellent, excellent like thriller. Just really tense stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can really defend it at all. But and maybe I shouldn't, but I will recommend it. Like, I think it is really great. At least as a war film, as a prison film. You know, it hasn't aged well in a lot of ways. And again, the context is hard to get around, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's my cancel-worthy take. The China Syndrome is really good. Jane Fonda, Michael Douglas, Jack Lemmon in sort of a paranoid, like, nuclear energy type thriller. Michael Douglas's character is really obnoxious in this. Jane Fonda is great as always. I've been meaning to get this since I saw it, and I just haven't yet. The Devil is a Woman is really good. It's not towards the top of like my recommendations for these films, but I think you should get all of them. The Full Treatment. Did I see this one? Yes. I like this one too. I think it's really interesting. I like Hammer's like more thriller stuff. Like, I know they're known for their really ornate, like really beautiful horror films. But as I was going through it, like the older black and white war films and thrillers, I was really into. Like, I liked a lot. This one is not as good as some of the other ones. And I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I was into it. It's kind of about a guy who gets injured in a racing accident, and then his disposition towards his wife changes and he becomes really abusive. And it's a really interesting kind of look into how personalities can change, you know, with a brain injury and all that stuff. Sinbad was the word I was looking for earlier. I thought it was a Sinbad film, but it's not. I can't remember if I've seen this one. I've seen one of them. I think that they're like fine. Lady from Shanghai. We saw that one on the Kino site. Night of the Hunted. I think that's more genre one. People Next Door, that was actually on the Kino site too. Revenge of Frankenstein is excellent. I think it's my favorite of the Hammer Frankenstein films, at least that I've seen, because I've not seen all of them, but I think that this one is really, really interesting as a character study of Victor Frankenstein and like what he's willing to do to achieve his scientific vision. It's pretty gruesome too. I really like this one, and I do recommend it. The Scarlet Empress. That's the other one. Sorry, my partners are being loud. I don't know if you can hear it. If you can, I guess you're welcome. This is just such a gorgeous, like, ornate film that, like, it's kind of hard to believe that it exists as you're watching it. Like, the set pieces in this are unbelievable. Just fucking incredible. I love these films so much. This one is probably my favorite. It's closely followed by Dishonored, then closely followed by Shanghai Express. I'd have to see the list to rank the other ones, but this is the one right here. It's fucking insane. The Snorkel. I love this film so much. I thought it was so great. It's such an excellent, like, Hitchcockian thriller. The most ingenious murder you'll ever see. Yeah, I don't know about that. It's about a guy who, well, maybe I shouldn't give away the reveal. or I mean, I won't give away the reveal, obviously, but even the conceit. Like, I think it's fun to just kind of watch it unfold. Um, but yeah, this is like really great, like Hitchcock exploitation or something, like just ripping off Alfred Hitchcock straight up, but doing a great job at it. And it has one of the best. I'm saying this a lot. I know I have a tendency to hyperbolize a bit, but I hope you know that I'm being sincere when I say that something is the best. It is in some kind of upper echelon of this of whatever category I've assigned it. Um, One of the best establishing shots ever. It's so sick. Like the way that like the information is slowly revealed and then the title card comes up. Like it's so fucking good. I love this movie. I think it's great. Um, yeah, I'd like to get the individual releases of at least my favorite Hammer films at some point. The Stranglers of Bombay is certainly interesting. Again, a lot of this Hammer stuff is pretty xenophobic and pretty racist against Asian people. Um, this is no exception. But it is also like kind of nasty in a way that is unsavory, but it is also like it goes kind of hard for the time. Like 1959, and there's some pretty crazy stuff that happens in this. Kind of like a Temple of Doom energy going on here to give you an idea of the sort of things that happen and the sort of racial sensitivity that you can expect. Again, I don't think that it's good to defend these films or say that there's nothing problematic about them, but I also don't think there's anything wrong with enjoying the parts of them that do work and also like contextualizing them and maybe seeing them as a product of attitudes and times that you hope we have worked our way through, but in many cases we haven't, and so it becomes a valuable teaching moment, I think. The Terror of the Tongs is another one. I mean, right off the bat, that's Christopher Lee. He does not look like that. He is a white man, and so it's not great. Um, Hang on a minute. I'm getting them confused, I think. Let me look them up. Terror of the Tongs. Because I thought I remembered not liking one of these. Yeah, this one was okay. It was definitely more questionable. But I do think it still has some pretty shocking violence in it if you're into that kind of thing. Um, I just pulled that straight from the copy. I realized I'm out here plagiarizing. That's fucked up. But I'm pretty sure it does. um, yeah, that one is more racism and less defensible parts. The Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll. Yeah, this one's really good too. I just really like a lot of these Hammer films. I don't know, and they did a lot of them. Um, but yeah, this one's pretty interesting. I don't know. There's so many Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde films out there. This one has Christopher Lee being a real scuzzball in it though, so it's worth it for that alone, I think. It also just looks beautiful, as a lot of these films do. And oh, Vampires is a fun film. I know it's um it's kind of contentious in John Carpenter's filmography, but I do think it's fun. And it has Cheryl Lee in it, which is fun. Any Twin Peaks connection I can find, right? And the scan looks good and it's got features and stuff, so, Wolf is not a good movie, but it is kind of a fun one, and I have been meaning to pick this up eventually. Jack Nicholson is a goofy werewolf for sure. The last film I want to talk about, will put us right at 30 minutes, is Yesterday's Enemy, which was another one of my favorite Hammer films that I saw. This is a, what is this word? A riposte? On the criticisms leveled at the camp on Blood Island. Previous war picture released a year at this stark and often savage examination of how war and conflict can corrupt otherwise good men is one of the famed studio's most hard-hitting but underappreciated productions. Yeah, I like this one a lot more, and I also found it to be more defensible. Probably one of the better war films I've seen, I just really, really like it. Scenes from this have really stayed with me, and I don't know. Yeah, I do find myself thinking about it from time to time, and I could see myself revisiting it. And I do think it kind of attempts at least to correct some of the problematic racial politics of the previous film, but it's still in a context that is not 100% savory. But it is just a really gripping um, thriller with a lot of interesting and difficult philosophical questions throughout. So anyway, I hope that you found this useful, and hopefully you don't spend too much money, but also there's a lot of great films here for really great prices. So um, anyway, if you'd like to support this channel monetarily, there are links in the description for my Patreon channel membership program and Amazon wishlist. There is also the address to my P.O. box should you like to send me anything. If you'd like to support this channel non-monetarily, you can like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with a pal, and leave me comments telling me what you picked up, telling me what you plan on picking up, and what you thought of the video. Lovely, nice comments are always appreciated. And is that it? Oh, there's also links in the description for my social media accounts should you like to be a little bit more intimate. And that's it. Remember that Satan loves all of their children.